Two screams pierced through the crisp autumn air of Tacoma, Washington then. Silence. The kind of silence that would haunt a community for decades to come. And if you think that's chilling, wait until you hear what happened next. But before we dive deeper into this haunting mystery, take a moment to hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you'll want to stick around for this one. September 12, 1982. A date that would forever change the landscape of Parkland, Washington. Two young women, Kim Benoit, 18, and Cynthia Frayer, 16, vanished without a trace. But this wasn't your typical missing persons case. Oh no, my friends. This was just the beginning of a puzzle that would leave investigators scratching their heads for the next 4 decades. And speaking of scratching heads, I'm scratching mine wondering why only half of you watching right now are subscribed. Come on, folks. This channel is like a true crime buffet, and you're missing out on the main course. Now, let me paint you a picture of that fateful night. Kim and Cynthia, best friends with bright futures ahead, were last seen at a party in Parkland. Kim, a vivacious blonde with dreams of becoming a nurse, and Cynthia, the quiet brunette who loved poetry. They were as different as night and day, but inseparable. The party was winding down around midnight. Witnesses said the girls left together, planning to walk the short distance to Kim's house. It should have been a 15-minute walk, just 15 minutes. But those 15 minutes turned into hours, then days, then years of agonizing uncertainty. If you're feeling those chills running down your spine, smash that like button. Because trust me, what comes next will make your true crime-loving heart skip a beat. The first 48 hours were crucial, and law enforcement knew it. But here's where things get weird. And I mean weird. Not just your regular run-of-the-mill weird. Multiple witnesses reported hearing those two distinct screams around 12:30 a.m. The screams came from the direction of 138th Street South, but when police searched the area, they found nothing. Well, almost nothing. What they did find was a single silver charm bracelet belonging to Kim, half buried in the dirt near a drainage ditch. The bracelet her grandmother had given her for her 18th birthday, just 2 months earlier. The one she never took off. Ever. And speaking of things we never take off, like my dedication to bringing you the most spine-tingling true crime stories, why not take a second to hit that notification bell? Because trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next in this twisted tale. The search expanded. Volunteers combed through every inch of Parkland. Dogs picked up traces of scents that led nowhere. Tips poured in, but each one was a dead end. And all the while, two families sat at home, waiting for a phone call that would never come. But here's where the story takes an even darker turn. 3 days after the girls disappeared, someone called the Benoit household. When Kim's mother answered, all she heard was breathing. Heavy, deliberate breathing. Then a laugh. A single, chilling laugh before the line went dead. Now where were we? Ah yes, that mysterious phone call to the Benoit household. But what investigators uncovered in the weeks following the disappearance would leave even the most seasoned detectives questioning everything they thought they knew about this case. October 1982. 1 month after the girls vanished, a local farmer was clearing his field about 3 miles from where Kim's bracelet was found when his tractor kicked up something unusual. Cynthia's wallet. Inside, everything was intact. Credit cards, school ID, even the $43 in cash she had that night. Everything except one thing. Her driver's license was missing. Speaking of missing things, you know what shouldn't be missing? You from our true crime family. Hit that subscribe button faster than those detectives hit the scene when that wallet turned up. But here's where things take a turn for the strange. 2 days after the wallet was found, another call came in, this time to the police station. A male voice, described as young but gravelly, claimed he knew where the girls were. He gave specific coordinates that led to nowhere. But here's the kicker. He knew details about the case that were never released to the public. He knew about a small butterfly tattoo on Kim's ankle that wasn't in any missing person reports. He knew about the unique way Cynthia's wallet was organized, with receipts filed by date. Details only someone who had contact with the girls would know. The investigation shifted into high gear. Police brought in Gary Mitchell, a local mechanic who had been at the party that night. His alibi seemed solid at first. He claimed he left before the girls did and went straight home. But then came the bombshell. A witness came forward saying they saw Mitchell's distinctive blue pickup truck parked near 138th Street around the time the screams were heard. When police searched the vehicle, they found something that made their blood run cold, a small silver charm, identical to one missing from Kim's bracelet. If you're getting goosebumps right now, you're not alone. Drop a magnifying glass tilted left in the comments if you think you know where this is going. And don't forget to like this video. It helps crack the YouTube algorithm faster than detectives crack alibis. But Mitchell had an explanation for everything. The charm? He claimed Kim had been in his truck earlier that week when he gave her a ride home from work. The witness? They later admitted they weren't 100% certain about the time they saw the truck. The case seemed to hit a wall. But then came December 1982. And with it, another disturbing development. Someone began sending Christmas cards to both families. Inside each card was the same message, written in carefully disguised handwriting. They're still breathing. The FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit was brought in. They concluded the cards were likely sent by someone local, someone who knew both girls, and someone who was enjoying the attention the case was getting. But despite their profile, despite hundreds of interviews, despite countless leads, they were no closer to finding Kim and Cynthia. As winter turned to spring, hope began to fade, but the investigation was far from over. In fact, what happened next would shock everyone involved in the case. Spring 1983. The investigation into Kim Benoit and Cynthia Frayer's disappearance had gone cold. The mysterious phone calls had stopped. The Christmas cards ceased. Even Gary Mitchell, their primary person of interest, had moved to Oregon. It seemed like the case might join the countless others gathering dust in the cold case files. But if you think this story ends there, hit that like button, because you're in for a shock. March 15th, 1983. A construction crew breaking ground for a new development near Spanaway Lake made a discovery that would reignite the entire investigation. Buried beneath 3 feet of soil, they found a woman's shoe. Not just any shoe, a size 7 Nike, the exact model and size Cynthia was wearing the night she disappeared. Speaking of discoveries, have you discovered that subscribe button yet? No. Well, what are you waiting for? This channel is like a true crime treasure chest, and you're missing out on all the gems. The shoe led to a massive excavation of the area, and while they didn't find any other evidence at the site, something even more intriguing emerged. The soil analysis revealed that the shoe had been buried there recently, within the past month. Someone was playing a twisted game with investigators. Then came the anonymous letter to the Tacoma News-Tribune. The writer claimed responsibility for the girl's disappearance and included details that only the perpetrator could know. The exact contents of Cynthia's pockets that night. The last words Kim spoke at the party. But here's the detail that sent chills down the investigators' spines. The letter mentioned a recording. Yes, you heard that right. The writer claimed to have recorded the girl's final moments. And to prove it, they included a small cassette tape with the letter. The tape contained only 30 seconds of audio, background noise, muffled voices, and then those same 2 screams that witnesses had reported hearing that September night. The FBI's audio analysis confirmed these were genuine recordings, not manipulated or staged. If you're feeling those true crime chills right now, drop a headphone in the comments. And make sure you've hit that notification bell. You won't want to miss our future deep dives into cases like this. The case took another turn in 1984 when a witness came forward with information about a white van seen in the area the night of the disappearance. The witness, a former gas station attendant, remembered it because of a distinctive dent in the passenger door. They even remembered partial plate numbers. This new lead brought investigators to Jerry Simmons, a local handyman who owned a matching van. But by the time police tracked him down, Simmons had died in a car accident 3 months earlier. The van, scrapped and crushed 2 weeks before the police learned about it. Decades have passed. Kim and Cynthia's family still wait for answers. The Tacoma Police Department's cold case unit still receives tips about the case, though fewer each year. The original investigators have retired, replaced by a new generation of detectives who've inherited this haunting mystery. In 2012, both families held a joint memorial service, not to give up hope, but to celebrate the lives of two young women who were taken far too soon. Kim's charm bracelet and Cynthia's wallet remain in evidence storage, silent witnesses to a crime that continues to echo through time. The case remains open. The questions remain unanswered. What happened on that September night? Who made those phone calls? Was it Mitchell, Simmons, or someone else entirely? The truth is still out there, waiting to be uncovered. If you followed this case from the beginning, you know why it continues to haunt investigators. The scattered evidence, the taunting messages, the mysterious recordings, all pieces of a puzzle that still hasn't been solved. If you found this story as compelling as I did, make sure you're subscribed for more deep dives into unsolved mysteries like this one. Hit that like button if you want us to revisit this case when new evidence comes to light. And share this video. Sometimes it only takes one person to recognize a crucial detail that could crack a case wide open. This has been the story of Kim Benoit and Cynthia Frayer. Two voices silenced too soon, but not forgotten. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and remember, no case is truly closed until the truth is found.